What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rugged Adventures. If there's one thing that I've noticed is that you guys out there love the comparison test between different calibers, rifles, pistols, whatever. And so today I want to bring you guys a pretty common comparison, and that is the 300 Blackout versus the 7.62 by 39. The big reason is that these are the same caliber. They're both 30 caliber. They're both 7.62, and the biggest difference is basically what they're shot out of. Typically, the 7.62 by 39, you're going to be shooting that out of an SKS or an AK-47, typically some sort of Soviet or Russian design weapon, and it typically comes out of a 16-inch barrel. I've done some comparisons on this, the 7.62 by 39 versus the 5.56, which is one of the most popular cartridges in the world, and definitely here in the United States. But I thought it would be, you know, a decent idea to go ahead and compare it to the 300 Blackout. So here we have this AR-15. This is an 8.5-inch barrel with a hybrid 46 suppressor on it. I know I'm not running a suppressor on the AK-47, but it's not threaded for it yet, so yeah, you guys just have to deal with that. But we're going to do the standard test today. We're going to see how well it punches through our 1x1x1 wood block. We have the 16x4x8 solid concrete blocks that we're going to use, and then we will see how it does with 1/4-inch steel, with 3/8 if either of them can get through that, and you know, give you guys an idea about what these things can do. And now the other 1x1x1 block that we had was getting pretty chewed up, so I built us a brand new one. And if you guys want to build one of these yourselves, because they are nice targets to see how far things will shoot through or what the ballistics are, very easy to make. You just take a 2x12x8, cut it into 1-foot sections. It's, you know, 8 1-foot sections, screw them together, and you get a 1x1x1 solid block of wood that you can shoot into and, you know, have fun with on your own. But without me rambling on any longer, let's get started. So we'll start off with the AK-47, and we'll just kind of do it in that order. It will be on the left. The 300 Blackout we'll put on the right, and we'll see what each one of these does. As I recall, last time we did this, the AK-47, the 7.62 by 39, just punched straight through, and we're just using full metal jackets. They're not hollow points, they're nothing special, just your standard run-of-the-mill ammunition. So here we go with the AK-47. And I actually put that in like the center of the top. Not exactly where I wanted it, but that's all righty. And now the 300 Blackout, we'll just try to put that one towards the bottom. That actually ended up going a little bit to the left as I was shooting and talking. So already I can see that we didn't get either of them to exit the back of the wood. That may be a little bulge. This crack was already in the wood when we started, but this was our entry for our AK-47. That was for our 300 Blackout. Remember, these are actually the same caliber. And I think that the 7.62 by 39 got kind of an unlucky bounce, because when we, you know, unstack our block of wood here, you can see on layer 1, you know, this is our first entry and exit, and you know, through these first few, they just kind of cruise along. Now this one here, the 300 Blackout, did encounter the side of a knot, and that's going to be important in the coming layers, but in general they're still just cranking along. It looks like in this one that the 7.62 by 39 is starting to get kind of unstable, whereas that 300 Blackout is still just, you know, cruising on. This part here, though, is where I think the 7.62 by 39 ran into some trouble. It got into the outskirts of this knot here, and that really probably slowed it down quite a bit. 300 Blackout still just absolutely trucking along. This is where things, you know, took a turn for the worse for the 7.62 by 39. That is it right there, and it is in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th layer of wood here. So I don't, you know, what is that, 9 or 10 inches worth of wood. Giggity, 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 giggity. The 300 Blackout is still just cruising on, and that did also hit a knot in the wood. Again, no more AK-47, 300 Blackout, but with the way that these the grain of this wood is, it starts pushing it this way. And so it goes through that one. I thought that that might be it, but you can see here where it goes in the 8th layer, and it did not stop. You can see the exit here. I have no idea where the actual bullet is, but in this case, the 300 Blackout takes the cake for the wood penetration test. And it may be that the 7.62 by 39 got an unlucky bounce, but it looks like that 300 Blackout also went through the outskirts of a knot. And so in this case, I got to give it the win. Next up is our concrete block challenge, and that is where it's basically just a brute force violence challenge where we see which caliber can get through and destroy these blocks with the fewest amount of shots. Just like most of the videos that I've done in this, we're going to put one in there, check out the damage, and then see how many more it takes to completely destroy 8 inches worth of solid concrete. First up on the left, 7.62 by 39 out of the AK-47. Just one shot. And as usual, that put a pretty solid hole in that thing. So that is, the AK-47 rarely disappoints. Next, the 300 Blackout. One shot, just for range, please. I hit the side of that. So I didn't think that first shot with 300 Blackout was fair by hitting it twice. All right, put some new bricks down there. We're going to hit it again. So after that epic display of marksmanship, we have the AK-47 shot right here. And you can see it made a pretty deep little hole there. It looks like there's some pieces of the bullet in there. And it cracked the block pretty much all the way around. Maybe not this side, but this here is definitely not in great shape. Let's lift it up. Nothing on that one, nothing on this one other than it being cracked, but no exit or anything like that. So we weren't able to go all the way through with just one shot. Now when we come over here to the 300 Blackout, I hit a little bit left of center, but you know, it blew out the side of this, put a crack all the way around it. It looks like all the way around it. I'll lift this thing up. It has a crack, but no damage to this brick over here. So we're just going to put this back just as gently as we can, try to keep it all together, run back up the hill there, and see how many it takes to completely destroy this stack of blocks. Each one of these has one shot in it already. Count along with me because I'm sure to lose count as we go. Start with the AK-47, and it is a cardio workout, running up and back, getting the different shots and setting things up. So let's go. We got one in there. Oh, that thing blew apart. The whole top of it did. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think that's it. 7 shots out of the AK-47 from an average shooter to completely destroy a 8 inches of concrete. Let's make sure we have enough in here. I think we might, but we already have one in that target down there. We'll see if we can get through it with what's left in this mag. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it locked back right when we fired the last one. Sort of a surprising result here too. When we look at this is the block that was sitting behind the first one. So this is our second block. And when we pull out of here, it looks like our backstop may have failed a little bit, but I don't think that should have impeded this from breaking this block. And you can see that we have impacted it, several times. We have put a crack on it, if you can see that through the shadow, but we didn't break it with the AK-47. And you might say that's because we didn't hit it in all the right spots, or we didn't, this, that, or the other thing. But, this isn't a science lab, as you guys can see here. And, that's how it would be in real life. It would fall down in different ways. When we look here at the 300 Blackout, we pretty much obliterated this thing. It is down to, stones. And you can see a whole bunch of the 300 Blackout bullets. This one's pretty gnarly. This one here is embedded in the block. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that out without a tool. But yeah, man. So for the concrete test, it looks like the 300 Blackout has come out on top of the concrete test. Next, we'll get to the steel, and we'll see if that is any different. In my opinion, my guess is that the AK-47 will win the steel contest, but we'll see. We're finally here to the steel plate test, and I have the 1/4-inch plate down there, and I also have a 3/8 plate down there. These already have some shots in them, so I went ahead and just painted over any of the previous shots. So again, we'll start off with the AK-47, and if you skip forward to this part in the video, we're just using standard ball full metal jacket ammo that you can, readily get off the shelf. All of it's supersonic. We're not shooting subs or anything out of the 300 Blackout. In my opinion, the AK-47 is going to win this test and redeem itself from the 300 Blackout. But to be also perfectly honest, I have favored the AK-47 in every one of these so far, and it hasn't turned out to be true. Strictly from they have this one having a 16-inch barrel and this one only having an 8.5-inch barrel. But the results speak for themselves, so let's let them do that. So like I said, 1/4-inch first up. Put 2 holes in it, I believe, with the AK-47. Now the 300 Blackout. Nope, I knocked it over. So the AK-47 is going to get some revenge on this one. Both of these shots are from the AK. I took 2 because I thought maybe I was confusing one of these. I was aiming over here with it, but shot 2 over there, pretty close together, so may just need to adjust my sight a little bit. Easily went in and out, didn't hardly move this at all, as I'm sure you'll probably see on the slow-mo. But then we got to the 300 Blackout, and it knocked this thing over. The reason it knocked it over, most likely, is because it put all the energy into the target, did not go through, and so, this one just went zipping on through to wherever it went. But this one did not. It only indented this 1/4-inch steel, put a little bulge in the back of it here. These are our 2 AK-47 shots. And so when it comes down to blasting through steel or blasting through armor, the AK-47 with the 7.62x39 is the easy victor here. This one didn't even come close. Like, it's not even close to coming through that steel right there. So guys, there you have it. Overall, the 300 Blackout comes out on top with 2 wins in the wood block test, in the brick test, although some people might say that that's not exactly right with that one falling over. Leave me your opinion in the comments. I'm sure everyone will, and tell me exactly what I did wrong with everything. But the AK-47 won in the steel competition. So overall, 300 Blackout is going to take the cake for today. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, subscribe down below. Really helps this channel out, helps me get more stuff to shoot and build more stuff to shoot, get new guns, ammo, things like that. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button for me. Really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate you watching today, and I'll see you on the next one.